Well, thanks everybody for hanging in there. Just going to take a few minutes to kind of wrap things up here. And there's still, of course, networking going on. We're having a little cocktail outside thereafter. You know, we're really interested in getting your feedback on the event. I have my own, got a lot of feedback already. You know, it's all been pretty good, but we want to make this better, and we're going to change it as we go forward to next year. I think what we did see was pretty good alignment to the themes that we wanted to really bring forward here the last few days. Obviously, day one was all things LSO. And I kind of look at, when I look at the topics here and I look at what we accomplished, to me it's almost like it's sort of a readout on where the industry's at, right? Obviously MEF took out our position out there with the blueprint, a starting point for industry input. But we just heard perspectives on NAS from enterprises, from providers of different types, from vendors, from the analyst community. So it's kind of like we have a baseline. It's the first time the whole community is, you know, part of the NAS community anyway, has come together here. So it'll be interesting if we fast forward a year, if we were here at this time next year, and as we would be preparing, you know, to work with speakers and so on, I think my emphasis with them would be more of how have you evolved over the last year? What have been your progressions and your accomplishments? Whereas this year is more of a readout to establish a baseline. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, the developments in the industry above and beyond what we heard, where people are at today. So I think that was cool. Maybe you guys don't agree, but anyway, I wanted to thank the sponsors one last time. They've been awesome for supporting us. It's a great list here. The media partners have been really busy the whole time. They're doing interviews nonstop, and a lot of you really like, you know, to engage with them and so on and so forth. And again, you know, you heard the analysts here. The analysts have been front and center at the event. They've helped us with emceeing and hosting panels, and this panel here, and judging the awards. And we're thrilled to be able to bring together, you know, those analysts that are really tracking the space, you know, and of course others. So overall, I think, you know, we're pretty happy with the way things are, but we will have a survey going out, as I'll remind you in a second. I think I kind of touched on these things already, and it's getting late. So this is maybe a little bit of a reminder that the videos will be up, if not Friday. The presentations and the videos will be up Friday or early next week. We had, I thought the party was great on Monday. We had a lot of, you know, the brisket was good anyway, I think I mentioned that. And we had a great time outside. The venue's been awesome for us. Hope you guys think the same. We had a lot of fun last night. That MC, he was pretty hilarious. And so he kept us laughing. So anyway, I just want to wrap up by saying thank you. And I'm just going to shift for a second. So just away from GNE, because, you know, we're not done. The MEF folks aren't done. We actually have normally we have a quarterly committee meetings, you know, member meetings. And so we have one, a truncated one tomorrow and Friday. And it's actually started with some pre-meeting things. So it's a bit of a call to action for those of you that are MEF members. If you're not a member, you can join, but just get involved. If you've liked, if you're not a member and you kind of like what we've heard here, you know, touch base with us to see, you know, what's in it for you to get involved. If you are a MEF member, you know, we never have enough hands. Most people like to consume what the MEF puts out, but actually helping us build it is a bit tougher. I just want to give a little bit of a plug for what's going on over the next couple of days. We have a whole bunch of companies represented here as part of the leadership. These are the guys that do the tireless work of driving the projects and keeping them on track. These are the guys that build the roadmaps for the committees and so on and so forth. And we have 4 committees that are meeting over the next couple of days. Commercial and business, this is just a little bit of an intro in terms of how we work. Commercial and business committee, a lot of product people, where we bring in field requirements, which ultimately might turn into standards or APIs or projects. We have our services work like SASE, and the connectivity services happens in the digital services committee. LSO committee, you can kind of guess what goes on there, where they really build out the APIs and the SDKs and the documentation and whatnot. And then we have the governance of our certification programs. We build the programs, and we have governance around them for test and certification. So all of these guys are meeting for a couple of days. I will say that most of all of these proceedings are recorded, and The one thing that's very, very useful if you want to get a glimpse, and again, this thing is truncated. We don't have an opening plenary, but the last point there, just want to make sure the slides are the same. The closing plenary, it's pretty cool. It's just a readout. Every committee chair comes up, or one per representative comes up, and they do a full readout on what happened. So if you want to get a snapshot of what went on, then you can look at it and say, that's interesting, that's relevant to me maybe, and you can touch base with us and we can connect you with the right folks. And we have all the chairs meeting tomorrow as well. In terms of upcoming MEF meetings, if you remember, we're going to go virtual at the end of January. We made a decision to go at least one virtual meeting a year. That date might go to 29th to the that's actually 30th to, yeah, that's right. Might start the day earlier. We have to play around with that a little bit. We will be in Europe at the end of April. Earlier this year, Sparkle did an amazing job hosting us. Orange hosted us last year. So I'm in discussions with a couple of prominent operators to see what we're going to do. And then we'll be back in North America in the summer. We're not sure where we're going to be yet. So you'll get a post-show email, a couple of emails. One will be the survey. One will be letting you know that the links to get to the presentations and so on and so forth. And that's kind of the end of it. So with that, we got cocktails starting in just over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes or so. And as I said, the Accelerator Live, it's a replication of what was going on yesterday. Is going on again down there for those of you that missed it. It'll also be recorded as well. And with that, we'll wrap up, and thanks again for coming. Hope to see you next year. Thank you.